Alrighty. So, Commander, the Everest has uh, left Earth space dock by now, and you are on your way. You can either go to Pajem or Vulcan, either or. Uh, doesn't really matter to me. Same story concept either way.
And we'll head out to Vulcan.
Alright, so you'll head out to Vulcan, and we'll go on ahead and say that the Everest arrives, drops out of warp, and you are being hailed.
Looks over to whoever's at ops.
I think that's me, right?
Whoever wants to claim ops and
I'm gonna guess me. Sorry, it's been like a week. I've almost forgotten a lot of stuff. Uh, I, sir. Dara speaks up and puts it on screen.
Alright, on screen you see Ambassador Spock is there. And he goes, "Ah, Commander, welcome to Vulcan."
thank you for the welcome, Ambassador. Live long and prosper. And he does the hand thing.
And he goes, "It has been a long time since a human has given me the proper Vulcan greeting. Uh, if you would like, you may transport down to the surface of Vulcan at your convenience, and we can discuss more intricate matters in person."
As you wish. Um, I'll depart right away.
Uh, is it
And
is it just you going down to the surface, or are you taking other people down with you?
I was gonna ask. So when the screen goes off, so it's not mandatory, but who would like to go down and get some diplomatic experience?
It's okay with you, Captain. I'm not big on. I think it'd be best if is as a
Kind of nods, looks over to Christoph.
Gustav nods and says, I would like the experience, sir.
Uh, Terexio, he just kind of stays on the ship and does shipboard duties.
Okay, okay then. Uh, in that case, you guys head out to the planet. Give me a second. I can't find I can't find this one sound effect, which I didn't put on my soundboard. Okay, I don't know where it's at. I'll get it later, probably. Yeah, I'll put it on my soundboard later. Uh, so, you guys beam down to the planet at Ambassador Spock's coordinates that he sent to you, and he is there waiting.
And Greg walks up. Pleasure to meet you, Ambassador.
And you, Commander Regolf, I have heard so much about you from the admirals at Starfleet. Uh, I believe you were handpicked to, shall we say, head up a new section of Starfleet?
Regev kind of grins and strokes his mustache a little bit. It's like, yes, you can say that.
And how is that going for you so far?
Well, we just took her out for the first time, and we get to meet one of the most legendary Vulcans in history. So I'd say it's going pretty good.
Of course, my time in Starfleet with my good friend uh, James T. Kirk was, shall we say, illuminating.
Yes, he was one of my childhood heroes. Grew up reading all about him, memorizing his missions. I even replaced some of them in the holodeck.
Ah, well then I hope you are enjoying your time in that era. However, tell me a little bit about the Everest itself. I hear it's not like other ships, and you guys are kind of, he's like guiding you somewhere while you guys are talking.
Yes, it's designed to um, basically fight back the Orion Syndicate for the area. Starfleet, as you know, Starfleet's been getting harassed by them, and now we're stepping up our security level in the sector.
But surely a Miranda class vessel can't take on Orion interceptors by itself. I mean, that would be illogical.
Well, that's part of her charm. I'd be glad to show you, all the systems why we can actually do better than ships that outclass us.
I would greatly enjoy that. However, the festivities here uh, start in just a little while. Uh, as you know, the Federation's annual birthday is being held here on Vulcan today. Not only the Federation's birthday, but the day that Vulcans made first contact with humans. We decided to hold it on Vulcan this year instead of on Earth, as is tradition.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I was so caught up in reading up on my new command that I completely forgot all about this celebration.
It happens all the time. Some commanders can't make it because they're so far out or in another area of space, and while he's talking, all of a sudden you hear,
Regev hits his comm badge. Um, Dar, what's going on? I'm sorry, can you use the ship center?
I can do that, Captain. So what do I roll for that?
you would roll a reason science. I'll make it difficulty 1. Ship will assist with sensor science. I,
One,
yes, complication will be 1, task roll will be 2.
you cut out at that last part. I'm assuming it's 2.
Yeah, task roll will be 2. Apparently, Google Chrome decided to close on me and knocked me out of Roll20.
And it was use systems sensors for the ship, right?
Sensors, science, yes.
Oof.
Ouch.
What did he roll? I'm getting back into roll 20.
He got two zero.
And a 1, but yeah, 2 zeros.
Oh, your first roll is 2 zeros?
It was a 1 and a 0, and then the ship rolled a 0.
Okay, well, you still succeed. So, what'll happen is you'll read an explosion at the embassy on Vulcan.
Captain, this explosion came from within the embassy.
Okay, can you relay that to the Vulcan security forces so they can respond accordingly?
Yes, sir. Do I need to roll anything for that, or what?
No, basically, you just let them. Oh, you rolled complications. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine. I'll
the
just
zeros were.
yeah, I'll just take threat for those. So
And while that's going on, Regev looks over to Spock. Do you know any safe places nearby so we can, be secured?
uh, you should be secure inside the Vulcan capital. However, I would request, since that was a Starfleet embassy, that you also take a look at it. It might be something within the Federation.
Okay, so we're like not actually in the same building then.
No, the embassy is like a block away. That was a close explosion. It was really close.
Okay, so Master Spock, I'd like to go investigate what's going on. Uh, if you'd like to accompany me, you're more than welcome. However, I would recommend that you keep your distance for now until we know that the site is safe.
Commander, I assure you, I can handle myself.
And Rego doesn't even say anything, and he just like starts walking towards the nearest transportation to the embassy.
Okay, so you arrive on scene, and the embassy, like the south corner of the embassy, is nothing but rubble. There's bodies all over the place. Uh, People crying out in pain. Uh, all that other good stuff that you hear from an explosion.
All right. So Rego starts and pulls out his um, tricorder and starts scanning.
Okay, roll me a reason science. Or no, excuse me, reason security.
Oh, I forgot to ask if I could use explosive expert focus.
Yes, you can.
So there.
That is a present security, reason security.
Not still.
Same numbers?
Yeah, 2 and 0, not complication.
Okay, yeah, I'm back in roll 20 so I can see that. Okay, yeah, you get a distinct reading of a tricobalt explosive. Uh, Christoph, are you down on the planet too?
That's affirmative.
Okay, I want you to roll me a control security.
Complication one.
Yeah, complication one. That don't worry about complication ranges unless I specify otherwise.
Copy that.
Okay, you guys get one momentum. Actually, get two because Regoff, you were over the deal as well. Actually, okay, Christoph, you see a distinct little painting, almost like a tag on the side of the building, and it's like this old drama mask almost. It's bone white with freakishly elongated ears. Not quite like a Vulcan's, they're a bit longer, but. And the weirdest thing about this mask is the upturned smile.
Chris is going to up, um, turn to Regov and say, "Hey, did you see this?"
No, I didn't. What do you think it is?
Uh, Reminds me a lot of those old comedy tragedy masks, uh, for theater.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few of those fairly recently. Can you check it out for me?
Will do. And he's going to get closer and look for any other irregularities with it.
Uh, the only thing that is irregular with it, uh, and because you saw it and it's basically a difficulty zero task to notice this, it's literally painted on, like with a can of spray paint.
So it would have had to be put there after the explosion.
Yeah, it's still fairly wet, but it's quickly drying.
Chris is going to turn to Regov and say, "Whoever did this is still here."
Bragov looks around to see if there's any intact security cameras or anything like.
Uh, okay, roll me a control security. Difficulty will be one.
All right.
Okay. There is a security camera across the street that has not a perfect view of it, but a good enough view that whoever did it, you should be able to see.
Okay. Can I access that system from my tricorder?
No, it appears to be a closed system.
Okay. So right. He looks over to Christoph. We need to go find the Vulcan security contingent, whoever is in charge for this building, and check the camera. See if we can figure out who did this. And at the same time, I'd like you to continue scanning for what was it, tricordal explosives,
Tricobalt.
tricobalt. You do that, and I'll go and talk to the security.
Understood. And Chris is going to look around for the epicenter of the blast if it's not already apparent, and see if there's any other either undetonated or anything else to that effect.
There's not anything undetonated. However, as you get closer to the epicenter, you can blatantly see where it's at because it's this big black scorch mark on the ground. And roll me a reason security difficulty 3. Keep in mind you can spend momentum for an extra dice.
I think I'll. No, not.
Okay. You surmise that the explosion itself, with all the damage around you, and keep in mind you did not succeed. You surmise that the explosive device itself probably just disintegrated when everything exploded.
Then, excuse me. I'm going to take a look at the damage and if there's any survivors not currently in hysterics, which I don't suspect there will be. I'm going to ask if they've seen anything.
There is one survivor that appears to be fairly uh, whole, no injuries or anything. He is wearing a Starfleet uniform with the rank of commander.
So Chris is going to approach him and say, how are you feeling, sir? Did you see any? Kind of just like he's bumbling through the questions to ask.
The commander basically gets your questions and he says, "No, I didn't see anything weird. It was crazy. 1 second everything was calm, and the next the vase in the center of the table just exploded."
I'm sorry, did you say vase?
Yeah, a vase. Like, uh, you know those old ceramic uh, containers that people used to put on their counters? As a matter of fact, they probably still do, and like put flowers in them.
I know what race is. I'm just wondering, was it there when you first came in? Like, has it been there since before uh, everyone came in?
Yeah, the vase was part of the decorations. I don't get it.
Did you see anybody that was acting suspiciously this morning?
No, no, no. Wait a minute. There was an unusual sensor blip about 10 minutes before the explosion.
Uh, do you have that reading read?
Yeah, yeah. Let me pull it up real quick. And he goes over to a console, taps a couple buttons, and pulls it up. And he was like, "This is what we got," but I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And Christoph, I would like you to roll me a reasons. Yeah, reason security difficulty 2.
Ooh,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I mean, you know it's anomalous, but you don't know why.
do you mind if I copy this so I can send it to our ship?
Oh, no, 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 not at all. I mean, and he pulls out like a small little data chip and transfers the files, and here.
Thank you for your help, Commander. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me? And if not, you can either contact myself or my commander on the USS Everest.
Okay, thanks, Lieutenant.
Chris is gonna kind of chuckle and say, "Petty officer."
Oh, sorry, that was me. That was me as a GM forgetting your rank.
No, it's fine. It's kind of funny. So Chris is gonna pull out his communicator and chirp up. Hey, Dar, I'm gonna be sending you some weird anomaly. Tell me if you can make heads or tails of it.
All right, ready when you are.
And he's going to send the uh, readings.
All right, so what should I roll for this? Same as his.
You can roll me reasons, science or security, and the ship can assist with computers, science, or security, whichever one you use.
And you said I also have use security as well, or the ship,
Uh,
I mean.
yes, computer security.
There you go.
Alrighty, I'm just waiting for it to come through on my end. Either way, Dar, you do recognize it as a. Okay, that's perfect. You guys get one momentum. Uh, you do recognize it as a transporter beam.
Christoph, it looks like what you have here is a transporter beam.
Really? I'll go report what I found to Brigov. Thanks for the assist.
Anytime. If you need anyone else, just let me know, and I'll come down and assist.
Will do. And with that, Kristoff is going to walk off to find Reg.
Alright, you find Regov actually talking with Ambassador Spock. Ambassador Spock has basically taken command of the Vulcan security forces there around the embassy.
Did I discover? Did I discover anything on the security?
Uh, roll me a control security difficulty 3.
Can you use explosive expert again on that,
Uh,
or
no,
perhaps infiltration?
no. Neither of those would apply.
All right, I'll use one momentum. And got it. 3 ones.
Okay, cool. So what you see is basically as the time index moves forward, you see this massive explosion just blow out the entire south corner of the embassy. And then a couple seconds later, you don't see a person, but you know he should be there because you physically see like the cone from a spray can just spray painting the tag on the side of the wall. And it's not that you can't make out the person, it's that it looks like there's nobody there.
Regan looks over to Spock. I think we've got a cloaker. Personal cloaking device.
That's the only thing that makes logical sense, Commander. And is that the tag that you're trying to figure out who put there?
Yeah, my one of my petty officers noticed it and he was investigating it. He should be reporting here shortly. We'll know more about it then.
If you'll excuse me, Commander, I must go talk to the Vulcan High Command. This just got a whole lot worse.
Do you know anything about this symbol?
Commander, that is the symbol for the followers of Tosek.
And I studied a little bit. Could you give me a quick rundown on that? Or I can look it up if you're busy, Spock.
He literally says, it should be in the Federation database. However, there is more. However, I cannot tell you due to its classified nature. It is classified above your clearance. However, I must report to the Vulcan High Command. It this is bad.
Very well. I appreciate the insight, Spock. and with that, he gets his comm badge. Petty Officer Christoph, what's your location?
Kristoff is gonna not activate his comm badge, instead walk up right behind Rhaegar and say, "Here."
Look over, he's like, oh, very nice, good timing. And he kind of lets him know what happened on the camera. What'd you
Kristoff,
What'd you find out?
I found out that there was a signature for a teleporter beam. I can't exactly pinpoint when the explosion happened, so I can't tell you if it happened before or after. But with you found out, I'm hoping we can piece that together.
Well, Spock is reporting to his high command currently, so we should report to. Wait, did he say Starfleet Command or Vulcan High Command?
Vulcan High Command.
Okay, so we need to report this to Starfleet Command, and we'll find out our orders from it. So let's head over to communication console and the embassy.
All right,
Uh,
as you connect to Starfleet Command, good grief, Admiral Wells appears on screen.
Sorry to disturb you, Admiral. We have some dire news to report.
Of course, Commander. Please make it quick. I have somewhere to be here relatively soon.
So we got here to Vulcan, meeting with Ambassador Spock. There's an explosion, and at the Starfleet Embassy in Vulcan, upon investigation, we have determined that the followers of Tasek possibly uh, teleported in a tricobalt explosive device.
Commander, did you say the followers of Tosek?
Yes, sir. I don't know much about them. I tried to ask Ambassador Spock about it, but it's classified above my clearance level.
True, the majority of that is classified. However, what I can tell you is the followers of Tosek are a bunch of Romulan terrorists.
What are the Romulans doing on Vulcan?
This is basically a splinter group of the Romulan. These people don't report to the Romulans per se. It's a splinter group basically out to create chaos.
Okay, so they're extremists then.
True, Commander, they are. Did you say that they used a tricobalt explosive?
That is correct.
Commander, I would recommend that you scan for tachyon emissions. Uh, it is possible that you'll find a cloaked vessel in orbit. And with that, as soon as uh, as soon as he tells you that, however, there's not much else I can tell you right now. Uh, I would recommend that you make a full report once you're done. Wells out.
Okay, and Brega walks out of the comm room. Alright, we need to go back up to the ship. Hits his comm badge. To transport.
And to your surprise, nobody answers. At that point, we're going to cut to the ship itself. Dar,
Yeah.
you're uh right now you are hearing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. You are hearing. Let me see if I can find it. You are hearing this. Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. Where is it? There it is. And that's just
Oh.
repeating like crazy. Uh, the sensors register a transporter beam having been used on the ship.
Any particular area or just like where is it?
Uh, it appears to be in the transporter room.
Okay, Dora's just gonna leave someone in charge, and he's gonna call for a security detail to meet him at to help meet him to investigate.
Okay, so you guys get down to the transporter room, and you find the transporter chief unconscious. Not dead, just unconscious, uh, behind his console. Nobody else is in the room.
I he's gonna sit, just look around for a moment, make sure the doors close behind them, just so nothing tries to sneak in or out. Um, what would I roll to see if do I notice anything like any blurs, or is this not like Halo?
It's not like Halo. There's no blur that walks by you. You didn't pass anything in the hallway. Uh, yeah.
He's just going to have his phaser at the ready just in case, and he's going to cautiously move towards to make sure he's all right, and then just keep investigating, see what happened.
Uh,
Was he struck by something or?
yeah, he's got a bit of a lump on the back of his head that you can feel. It's like someone walked up behind him and knocked him out.
Okay, at this point, Dora's just going to press his little comm badge to get in contact with Rigon. Captain, we have an intruder up here somewhere.
We're at.
The ship detected a transporter beam in the transporter room, and me and the security detail are here now. There's no one here except for it was the engineer guy, or I forgot the term.
The transporter chief.
And the transporter chief is at his console, knocked out. Looks like someone snuck up behind him and clock.
That explains why my hails were ignored. Can you go ahead and transport us up to the ship?
Yes, sir.
And
Better not have touched.
okay, Dar, this is going to be crazy. I need a control engineering task assisted by the ship's sensors engineering. Difficulty is 1.
Control engineering, and what was for the ship?
Sensors engineering.
And he got 2. Looks like you got disconnected from roll 20.
No, I'm still on it.
Oh, yeah. Did we lose? No, okay.
No, we haven't lost anybody. I just had to change one of my deals. Uh, so the transporter beam envelops you, Regoff, and as well as you, Kristoff, and you guys both materialize on board the transporter pad in transporter room 1. You see Dar behind the controls and the uh, transporter officer unconscious behind the panel.
We need to start scanning the ship for tachyon emissions. Try to find this guy. He hits his comm badge. Uh, this is Commander Regov. I need security to post at all sensitive areas of the ship. Be on the lookout uh, for tachyon emissions. It's a possible Vulcan saboteur. And with that, he storms off towards the bridge. And on the way, grabs uh, a phaser rifle.
Okay, if you're going to do that, it'll be 1 momentum, and I will gain 2 threat.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Kristoff is going to look at Dar and say, "Never an easy day, is it?"
Not here, it seems.
Uh,
Sort of grins.
Commander, the chief of security does radio you back and say, Commander, did you say Vulcan saboteur?
Sorry, I meant Romulan. That's what he meant to say.
Aye, Commander, or Captain. We'll be on the lookout. Do you want us to run a tachyon sweep of the area?
That is affirmative.
Will
Is
do.
there any other security personnel at the transfer room, or is it just Dar?
It's Dar, and I'm gonna say 2 other security personnel.
Okay. He's gonna say he's gonna bring the. Okay. I guess Dar's just gonna bring the transporter chief to the med bay, so they can stand watch at the transport room, so nothing else tries to get in.
No, 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 no. Okay, okay. Give me just 1 second. I need someone to roll sensor security for the ship.
I'll get it.
I clicked it, and it hasn't processed yet.
Okay,
Wow.
it doesn't matter either way. He doesn't detect anything on sensors at all, interior or exterior.
Alright, keep trying.
I'll keep an eye out there, Captain.
Let's go ahead and have roaming security teams going around the ship looking as well, manual.
Will do, Captain. I'll send the word out.
So by exterior, did he use the ship sensors to do that, or was it?
Exterior was ship sensors as well as interior. I was having him do both at the same time.
Oh. Oh, does anyone have any ideas? Because I'm out of ideas.
Kristoff is gonna chirp up Gregor.
Go ahead.
Um, they said we're looking for a ship outside, correct? Possibly cloaked.
That is correct.
um, would you like myself and another pilot to go out there and manually search using our bird?
Permission granted. That's just an answer.
Danger zone. So,
He just wants to fly.
That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. I was, thinking. So this is why I was asking. I was like still investigative mode and not even thinking about our fires. Good stuff.
so now Chris is gonna chirp up Dar.
Chris,
What's
check your PM.
1 second. Hold that thought real quick. Chris going to follow what seems to be a functioning doorway, drawing out Veronica his blaster.
His phaser, you mean?
The Star Wars mode. Don't judge me.
Okay. You walk into the room, and there's nobody in there.
Kristoff is going to look for any sort of disturbance in the air, any sort of, and listen for any sort of footsteps on the metal ground. Just hypersensitive. Maybe not the best term for it, you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's keeping an eye out, basically. Where is it? Here we go. Alright, Chris, go on ahead and roll me a daring security as you hear a slight rustling behind you. Keep in mind the door behind you has closed.
I don't know why it doubles then.
Doesn't matter. You see, you hear like the rush of air coming towards you, and as you spin, you hit something. You don't know what it is, and it feels like an arm. That was coming straight for you, and somehow you managed to deflect it.
Chris is going to use what he knows about anatomy, because he's a boy, and fire off a phaser stunned blast at where he believes center mass to be.
Okay, roll me a control security. Difficulty is 3.
And can I use a momentum with this?
Yeah, sure.
I'm cool. I'm alright with that.
How would I apply the momentum?
It would be an extra dice.
Yeah, just on your task roll, change that to 3, and then roll.
Did you report any of this, by the way, to anybody?
Oh, you know I didn't.
Uh,
Yeah, I was
oh,
asked.
okay. So, Chris, you start firing your phaser blindly, and you don't hit anything. However, something hits your hand, and the phaser goes flying.
Do they have like equivalent of a what we use on the ambulance, a red button that lets everybody know that someone's in trouble?
Uh,
Kind of
not
like a panic button.
not really. You just have to hit your comm badge and let people know, basically.
So Chris is going to, as quick as he can, hit his comm badge, state his location, and say, I think I've got him. And he's after, right after that, he's going. I'm going to use my mean right hook to try and hit where Chris thinks he is.
Okay. Your your swing hits nothing but air, and the door opens and closes.
Chris is going to sigh to himself and say, "Great job, Makarov. You let him get away."
And well, right when he was doing the right swing, when Reg heard the plea for help, he really commanded all the security guys to get there ASAP. Um, and he himself jumped off his captain's chair and sprinted towards the location.
Okay. Uh, give me 1 second. I need to roll a d6. Okay. Yeah. Uh, you don't run into him at all. No strange occurrences happen on your way to that location. Nothing.
Damn. Okay, so gets the door open. Are you alright?
Yeah, but he got away. Chris is going to walk over and collect his phaser and rehold.
I think we need to recalibrate the sensors and see if we can find this guy.
Uh, the security chief all of a sudden contacts you and goes, Captain, this is Lieutenant, oh boy. Lieutenant Jewel.
See, do we have an
No, we haven't made any NPCs for the Everest. We need to do that. I'm just making names up right now.
peanut butter?
Lieutenant Peanut Butter.
Yep.
No, it's Lieutenant Jewel.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes, Lieutenant.
Captain, I'm getting a strange reading from the sensor array. Appears somebody's messing with it.
That's not possible. We have security posted there. This combat or sec- security at the sensor room report.
Yes, Captain.
Is Is the security room secure? Did the door open and close or anything like that?
Captain? You. I mean, the door malfunctioned. It slipped open and closed, but nobody walked in or out.
Chris is gonna chime in. That was not a malfunction.
That was the intruder. He's modifying our sensors. Keep the room secured. Don't let the door open or close. If it does, shoot.
Aye, Captain.
We're on our way. And the whole him and whatever security element is there, and Christoph had.
Okay, so you guys walk into the, uh, I guess, sensor room where all the equipment for the sensors arrays are. And it's weird because you don't see anybody, but you hear like this low whine slowly getting higher.
Regov scans for tricobalt explosive.
It's not a tricobalt device. It's a sound you instantly recognize, Regov, being chief of security and everything. The other two, they
Okay.
might know what it is, but you definitely know what it is. Basically, it's a disruptor set to overload.
Uh, Everyone, get out of the room now!
And
And when they evacuate, Regov tries to how long does he think it's gonna explode in?
uh,
Based off the sound.
the wine basically is still very low, so it probably just started. You probably have about 30 seconds.
Okay, so Regov runs over to it where he thinks it is and starts trying to cancel the explosion.
Okay, go on ahead and roll me a control security. Difficulty is 2.
And focus of hand phaser.
Oh yeah, I'll let it apply.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we got
Yes.
you, Mega.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, I finally figured it out on my phone. So there's a bomb now, is what I'm gathering from this conversation.
Ooh. I mean, okay. You manage to slow it down, but you don't manage to stop it.
Okay. Regov hits his comm badge. Regov to transportation. I need you to transport me off the ship into space. In 10 seconds. And he grabs his comm badge and attaches it to the disruptor and sprints out of the room.
Okay, for a second there, I thought you were actually transporting yourself into space.
I was like, no, this is too early for a self-sacrifice.
Okay.
The stash will protect me.
Okay, so 10 seconds later, the disruptor dematerializes, rematerializes in space, and you see whoever's on the bridge sees an explosion off the port bow about 50 kilometers out. Or, no, sorry, not 50 kilometers, 50 meters out. It's not big, but if it had happened inside the ship, it could have caused serious damage.
Yeah, mess with our sensors, not good. Okay, with that Brigiv looks over to Christoph. Let's try to see if this guy is still in here and change the sensors and find this bastard.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again for the security chief on his roll, real quick. Security. Ooh.
Yay, we're screwed.
What the hell kind of a security chief do I have, man?
Uh, I'm literally using just an NPC support character. His control is good, but his reason is not.
Yeah.
And Dora was taking someone to sick bay last.
Oh yeah, you were taking the transporter chief to the sick bay, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Okay, well the
And then
nurse,
my internet.
right? The nurse there takes a quick look and says he'll be fine. He's just unconscious. I can bring him around right now, but he's gonna have a massive headache.
Very good. I have to get back.
All right.
And he's gonna, ask Superior for, I guess, Captain, and well, prior to the, being beamed into space. So he's gonna look for Chris.
Okay, so basically you'll run into them at the sensor array right after the explosion outside.
What's going on here?
You missed the fun, Dar. We just transported a disruptor into space.
No one saw anything.
Yeah, we have a Romulan running around with a personal shield device, or a personal cloaking device. We're trying to scan him down now by modifying the sensors. Would you like to help out?
Of course, anything to catch this bastard.
Stop on that computer over there, and let's see if we can get modifier sensors to find them better.
Okay, unfortunately, since I am on my phone, I probably can't also get on roll 20. I don't know how that's gonna work. But
Okay, you're fine. We'll make do. Give me a second. I gotta do this. Regoff? Well, actually, no. Let
Yep.
me do this. Christoph,
Oh no.
a disruptor blast goes right by your head.
Kristoff is going to duck down, something very loud in Orion, and take out his blaster and fire at where the blast came from.
Uh, in order to figure out where the blast came from, you're gonna have to roll a reason security before you roll a control security.
Difficulty 1.
Yeah, difficulty will be 1, and that's just because number 1, it was just one shot. Okay, you do know where he's at. Okay, he's on the balcony above you.
Alright, now I'm gonna roll. Should I roll control security
Yeah,
before I roll my blast?
yeah. Roll control security. Okay, you hit him. Roll me some damage. Okay. So, his cloaking device goes offline, and so now you can clearly see him. He's still up.
Gotcha, you bitch.
He's still up, but his cloaking device is offline.
Hey guys, look behind you. Look up. Look at the balcony.
Uh, before you guys, you can warn them, but he gets to go again, and he's going to fire again.
I use quick action and
Okay.
shoot him.
Okay, go on ahead and roll me a control security. Unfortunately, you miss.
Damn it!
Oh boy.
I don't like that.
All right. So, one of your security guys gets hit in the chest and is gone.
Regev looks over. He gets pissed off. And right about that time, what's his face? Uh, Dar. I think it's your.
Yeah, it is
Right.
Dar's go.
After being warned and after someone went down, Gar is definitely going to take a shot at the attacker because otherwise he's being shot in the back trying to fix the computers, which is now pointless because. So yeah, I can't get on roll 20 with my phone.
Yeah, yeah, I'm rolling for you.
Yep, you hit him and then some.
Yeah,
I
you.
hope.
Yeah, take. You'll take one momentum, and here we go. Okay, you do a little bit of damage. You can spend one momentum to re-roll 5 dice.
Is everyone okay if I do?
Yeah, sure.
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, yeah, and he just crumples over, stunned.
All right, then Gar is immediately going to try to get up to the balcony to drag his ass back.
And Regev starts setting up there too.
Kristoff follows behind.
Okay, you guys get up there, and you guys see a Romulan in a stealth suit.
Detain him.
With pleasure, sir.
And he Regev calls an additional security personnel. Gets the Romulan out of his stealth suit. Checks. Does the usual security stuff. Checks for you know uh, anything he has on him if it's of any intelligence value, etc., etc. And then he puts him in the brig, heads towards his ready room.
Okay, while you are searching him, the most prominent weapon that he still has on him is a disruptor rifle, as well as a dagger.
Interesting. Um, anything special about the dagger?
No, it just appears to be a simple two-bladed weapon.
Okay. So he just puts it away in the arms room storage for as evident.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna go on ahead and go to the next scene, so you guys will go down one momentum, which leaves you with no momentum.
Sorry, you broke out. Or you broke off from chat.
Oh, sorry. We'll go on to the next scene, leaving you guys with no momentum. A couple hours have passed, and your saboteur is wide awake.
Yeah, I take it we're all there to investigate them.
I figure you're there, Regoff. I don't know about Dar or Kristoff.
No, Dara's there too.
Chris is gonna be there. He's pissed. He almost got his head shot off.
Welcome to the land of the living. Can you tell us why you're trying to blow up Starfleet stuff on Vulcan?
To bring chaos to order.
I see. If you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll just leave these two here to have a chat with you. And Regov goes off to uh, communicate with Ambassador Spock to let him know that he has a very high interest person aboard his ship.
Okay, you leave. Dar and Kristoff. The guy behind the deal is just chuckling. Roll me an insight security. Difficulty is 2. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Dar, you're on your phone. I forgot. Give me a second.
Yeah, I've already restarted thing and trying to get everything back.
Wow, Dar, your insight's actually fairly high.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay, Dar, you got 3 successes. You think he's not telling you everything. Something to him is funny, and you don't know what.
So what's funny? So funny there, Chuckles.
The Federation. So easily manipulated.
Kristoff's gonna roll his eyes and walk up to him. And, should I go for a mean right hook? I'm gonna go for a mean right hook.
There's a security field in between you two.
Then he's gonna walk into it. Blinded by anger, you
Okay. Are you gonna take a swing at him?
Oh, wait, the security field would prevent me from doing that, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you have to have the chief of security and above clearance to deactivate it, but you don't.
He's gonna... Yeah, he's just gonna walk up to it and just stare this guy down. With all the, hostility that a former, Orion pirate, muster.
He looks at you, Kristoff, and goes. He looks at you and goes, I know exactly who you are, Chief Makarov.
Hey, look at that, Chris. You have a secret admirer.
Uh,
I
he likes me.
I know your family. I know where you came from. I know what you did for a living before you joined Starfleet.
Chris is gonna immediately tense up.
And this is all coming from a guy who looks like a Romulan, mind you. And he's gonna go, does the name Don... hold on. I need to figure out... I'm literally... This is just something I'm throwing in here because this is what I wanted to do, but yeah, this is how I'm doing it. Oh, dang it. I need to get a name from you that you probably know from your old days there, Christoph.
I can look at the character story I posted.
Yeah. I just need a name.
Do you want a parent's name or an old officer's name?
Officer's name.
I'm back. By the way.
Welcome back to the land of the living, my friend. You've been gone for quite some time. Just any Orion name. I don't know how to make up an Orion name.
Okay. And he'll go, does the name Malkarn mean anything to you? Christoph, you're muted.
Oh, how did that happen? He's gonna chuckle nervously and say, I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe I should refer to him by his rank. Commander of the Alcigny.
Okay, I think it's time you, shut your mouth.
And I mean, I don't know if you had a name for the ship that you were on or not, but this guy literally, from your past, just named the commander of the ship and the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have a name or anything, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you mind, PMing them to me?
I'll do it right now so I don't forget.
You're the wind beneath my wings. Get it? Because we're pilots? Oh, so.
Oh, they're bonding.
So, yeah, Chris is visibly getting angry.
Okay, in that case, he's laughing. At this point, roll me an insight security, Christoph. And this is a difficulty 0, it's just for momentum gain. Okay, so you guys get 2 momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know this guy is definitely not a Romulan. You know he's a member of the Orion Syndicate.
Chris is gonna look at him and be like, so, do you like framing people? Or are you under orders?
What? Who better to destroy the newest ship in Starfleet's arsenal than the followers of Tosek.
A couple Orions that don't want our best ship fucking you up.
True. True. To be honest, the Orion Syndicate does not want the Everest in the Shackleton Expanse.
Then you better start running and hiding then, shouldn't you?
This guy chuckles, and for some odd reason, he opens his mouth.
Would Chris know what he's doing from his time with the
Roll me an insight security. Oh, yeah, you know exactly what he's doing. He's opening his mouth, and instantly you know, oh crap, cyanide. And
Chris is
right,
gonna
right at that moment of realization, and I'm spending 2 threat just to make this happen, okay? He bites down on his back jaw and falls into a writhing heap.
Chris is gonna scream at whatever security's there to open up the security.
Dara's doing the same. He's also saying that get this guy to sick bay to, see if they can keep him from, killing himself.
So I'd assume that the chief medical officer would be there to open it.
Okay. So, you guys get in there, and here's the thing about cyanide, it is a very fast poison when ingested this way. So I have to roll.
I would also actually add, like, while this is happening, Dara is also keeping Captain appraised of what just happened as well.
Ooh. Uh, he is literally. Basically, his body is still alive, okay? Just barely. But, uh, he is completely unresponsive. He is in a coma.
That's where hopefully Mr. Spock can come in if he ever gets contact.
Sure, Ambassador Spock can be there now.
Sweet. So Commander walks in with Ambassador Spock. What's going on here?
He tried to kill himself with some kind of poison, Dara says.
Cyanide.
I should have suspected this.
He's not with who we thought he was.
How so?
He's Orion.
I see. Did he say that?
I assume you've read my personnel file.
I'm familiar. I'll just, okay. And, Rega walks over to see, the condition of the prisoner. And sees that he's jacked up and looks over to Spock. Is there anything you can do? Can you possibly connect with him somehow?
Unfortunately, performing a Vulcan mind meld in this state would be very treacherous. As you know, a Vulcan mind meld is a bridge between the two minds. It must go both ways. For me to perform a mind meld with a member of the Orion Syndicate would be detrimental to Starfleet. It could cause multiple security breaches.
Obviously, this man was never going to be released, but I do see your point, Ambassador.
If you want, when we're done, we can take him out back like Old Yeller.
Dora's gonna blink and look at Kristoff like, what?
Brigif looks over approvingly. We could do that, however, I don't think Starfleet would approve.
Self-defense.
Okay, and with that, I guess we'll should probably start typing up our report to Starfleet. Get the ship scanning for additional tachyon emissions, just to make sure there isn't a ship out there. Keep me informed of that status. Ambassador Spock, is there anything that you do require of us?
Just a full report of what has transpired on your ship. I would like to show it to the Vulcan High Command.
I could do that for you, Ambassador.
Kristoff is gonna look at Regov with like, I don't want to say murderous intent, but murderous intent in his eyes, and says, "Permission to go hunting."
As in, like, with your fighter?
Affirmative.
Okay. Yeah, take Dara with you. Go ahead and send a patrol out. I'll have the ship covering a different sector. While I'm typing up the report of this whole mess. Alright, you guys have your orders, and with that, Regov escorts Ambassador Spock back to the transport room.
Well, Dar, you ready to take him?
Of course I am. Just try to keep up, he says, and he starts immediately walking briskly now out toward the hangar.
And Kristoff's right behind him. Can I just say, I just got goosebumps doing that whole scene.
Gotta play some Top Gun music now.
Oh, we don't want the audio pulled up. Here, I can do it from now. Highway to the danger zone. Okay, I'm never doing that again.
This is gonna happen on a karaoke night, just watch.
Did we lose the GM? Oh, your mic's not working.
Sorry, I'm muted my mic. I'm looking for something real quick.
Is it danger zone?
No, it's not. Oh well, I guess I'll just use this.
I don't trust it.
It's a tarp.
It's a trap under a tarp.
Okay, so Regoff, is the Everest going to a different section or is it staying nearby?
It's okay. We need to like draw this on the. So they're still near. It's still nearby the fighters. So in case it's needed, but yeah.
So that's
There we
okay
go.
right there?
Yep.
All right, cool. Keep in mind that the Orion Interceptor that you see right now is currently not there.
It's invisible.
It is cloaked.
And we're actively scanning for tachyon emissions.
Yeah, and when you get to the bridge, Regoff, the security officer looks to you and goes, Captain, I'm getting a strange tachyon emission reading, dead ahead.
Relay those sensor logs to the fighters and start putting in a solution for the weapon system.
Aye, Captain. So, Dar and Kristoff, you guys get a notification that for some reason, right around in here somewhere, there's a strange reading of tachyon emissions. It would put it, I think that's medium range from you guys. Yeah, medium range from you guys. And, let's see, here. Yeah, long range from the Everest.
Alright, so my first thought would be just a blind bombardment of torpedoes and hope to hit, but then I don't know how many would be able to fire at a time.
If you fire spread, which gives me three threat, I'll say you basically fire on a horizontal arc, a stream of 4 torpedoes. Basically, one would go over in this direct, one would go over in this direction, one would go over here in this general direction, one would go over here in this general direction, and one would basically lance out towards here. And that's for both of you.
So Kristoff's gonna communicate with Dar using the headset, saying you ready to kick the hornet's nest.
Ready when you are.
Everest has your back, gentlemen. Good hunting.
And so, should we do that thing and give him 3 threat, or should we try use phasers instead and just hope to hit that way?
Oof.
Keep in mind you are in medium range. Torpedoes are long range weapons. They are a base difficulty 3 to hit. With you being in medium range, it would be difficulty 4.
Yeah, let's go phasers with this one.
Alright, so you start up like in this area, and I'll be down here, and we just work our way until we hit something.
That's a firm.
Yep.
Okay, so security and or is it con something?
It's control security to fire, and it would be control con to move.
Okay, let's start with the like a phaser sweep, like about where I pinged earlier.
Okay.
It was in that area.
Give me a second. Roll 20 decided to reload on me. Uh, Go ahead and roll me a control security.
I did.
Okay, I'm logging back into roll 20 right now.
I just realized I not had my focus on.
Oh, for weapons.
No, for small craft. I can't whether or not it's on or not.
So, question: did we kill the Romulan yet?
No, he's in a coma at the moment.
Gotcha. Hey, Riker, are you currently trying to communicate with us?
Hey,
Sorry.
Mike's muted.
Sorry. I'm not used to using push to talk anymore. So yeah, I'm not going to use that complication in any way, shape, or form.
What was the roll
Well,
for?
actually, I will. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. That was for the Orion's go. It is you guys' go again, the other fighter.
Okay, so I missed.
Yeah, you missed. It's difficulty 2 to hit him.
And Christoph is really pissed off. He's like, I gotta kill these motherfuckers.
Alright, Kristoff, roll me some damage.
Remember, piercing's usually good.
Well, they're cloaked, so their shields aren't up.
Oh no. Oh.
Nice.
Is this the ship that Chris came from? I just want to know. Well, I guess he shouldn't know because I don't see it yet. So,
Yeah, you probably don't know. You won't know right now. Uh, I'll have you make a roll later.
So, complication and starship both won at the moment, or should I?
Complication. Don't worry about. Oh yeah, you do need to roll for your ship. I should have had him roll for his ship. I'm sorry. You do need to roll a weapon security off the Peregrine fighter sheet. Okay, doesn't matter. You guys get 2 momentum. Uh, so I'll deal that out right now.
Should I roll for damage or did I miss?
Oh, you hit him. Roll for damage.
Can you
Um,
do pierce?
Uh, sure. You can do piercing because they still have resistance.
I'm a pierce that bit.
Okay, so for 4 piercing, they get 6 damage. That is 2 breaches.
Nice.
And little bit for the role playing aspect. Chris is I can hear Chris over the headset, and he's like kind of chanting in around.
Okay, so with that, because he's been hit, uh, he did take 2 breaches. So, boop. You guys know exactly where he's at right now. He's a little bit closer, but not that much. He's still in medium range, but he is going to. Oops, oops. Wrong one. Take a shot.
R.I.P. Chris.
Okay, yeah, they hit. For 1 shield damage. No, take that back. 3 shield damage.
On who, Meg? Or Dark? Or our ship?
That's gonna go on, let's see, that'll go on you, Chris.
Oh, they mad. They mad.
Or they're gonna get madder once we, shoot them back.
Regoff, it is your go on the Everest.
Alright. And Braga will target them with torpedo.
With torpedoes?
Yep.
Okay,
Are they still long range?
no, they're not long range from the Everest anymore. They are in medium range.
Alright, then I'll do
You'll do phasers? Okay, roll me control security.
Shipboard tactical systems focus.
Big time. Ship, weapons security. You hit. Give me some phaser damage. Okay, 2 damage. What do you want to do with the versatile 2?
I forget what that does again. What does that do?
Gives you 2 floating momentum for combat spends.
You can get like extra damage,
Yeah,
piercing. Yeah.
We'll do extra damage and a pierce.
Okay, so they take 2 damage, 2 shield damage.
Extra? Or...
No, because you rolled 2 effects, which is 2 damage. Okay? You bought 1 piercing and 1 extra damage, which takes down their resistance by 2, and then you gain 1 extra damage. They still only take 2 damage.
Okay.
So, now it is their go again. We will go with... engines and con. Okay. Your guys' go. I would get 3 threat.
Okay, well, Dara's just gonna shoot at it again with phasers.
Okay, roll me a control security.
Uh-oh.
You do have the momentum to negate that complication.
I think I'll do that, yeah.
Okay, in that case,
And it was weapons security for the.
Because you did not get one success, you don't get to roll for the ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, that was the top of the round. This is their second go.
Wait, am I on the top or the bottom?
Uh, right now, if you're looking at the deal, if you're looking at the turn order, Chris, you're right under. You're the second Peregrine fighter deal.
Copy.
You're at the Death Star, basically.
Our symbols are so for.
Yeah. Christoph, another basically another phaser beam just goes right by your ship.
Miss me, bitch.
So, whoever's next. Uh, Christoph, your go.
Get him.
All right, roll me a weapon security. You got him. Roll me some damage. You guys get one momentum as well. Ooh,
Extra damage and piercing.
one extra damage, one piercing. Okay, that's two more shield damage. There go. They are going to try and restore their shields. And they do.
How much shield health do they have?
Uh, according to your sensors, their shields are down 20%. Keep in mind, not down to 20%, just down 20%.
Oh, they strong. This is their strong hand.
They're gonna need it.
Regov, it's your go.
Scary movie, anybody?
Yep. I'll do the same. Just attack with the phaser.
Okay.
Got him.
Roll me an Everest weapon security. You hit, but you don't gain any momentum.
Okay, I'll do the same thing, piercing and extra damage.
Okay, so 3 shield damage. And there go. Okay, I'll get 2 momentum or 2 threat from that. Uh, Dar, your go.
All right, so you said I think in the last one that we could move and then shoot.
Yeah.
Is that still?
Yeah. Basically, for fighters, I'll let you move and shoot. Uh, for the Everest, since you're in command, Captain, you would have to order a movement and a shot. So you two get to play by the same rules. You get to move and shoot. But that's just because as you're moving, you're also shooting. Know what you mean? Know what I mean?
Okay. I also for the last turn, I would have ordered move to long range.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was about to ask. Like, where could I move would put me in long range of this thing?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay, if you drag your ruler out, anything just past 2 kilometers is long range. So about anywhere about back up here.
So I wouldn't be up there in like a turn, basically.
You could move there this turn. It'd be a maneuver. It'd be a impulse check, which would spend 1 power, which is Control Con difficulty 1, uh, and then you could fire torpedoes, phasers, whatever.
So I could still do that in one turn, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can still do that in 1 turn.
Okay, then I'll do that and move to where I have the ruler.
Okay, why is it not letting me do this? Oh,
Alright, and then I'll shoot a torpedo.
okay. Since you are shooting a torpedo, I get 2 threat automatically.
Wait a minute. I'm just thinking.
Where'd that other interceptor come from? It's an ambush.
Hey, now that I can see the ship, can I tell what kind of which?
Sure, roll me a reason security.
Damn it!
Definitely not the Alsigny.
And other than that, I don't know anything about it. Like what kind of ship it is.
It's an Orion Interceptor.
Well, besides
Uh,
like I'm
depending upon.
thinking if it's like one of the modded ones.
Oh, it's definitely modded. You know Orion Interceptors don't normally have cloaking devices.
But I mean, other than that, with the combat defensive capabilities.
Uh, no. No. You don't know that.
So you said Control Con for the maneuver, right?
Yeah, Control Con, difficulty 1.
It's processing. Thing.
Okay, roll me an Engines Con for your ship.
What was that?
Roll me an Engines Con for your ship. Okay. And now you can fire your torpedoes. It's Control Security difficulty 3.
Still three?
Yeah, it's still because you're at long range now. It's difficulty 3. If you're at medium, it's 4.
Okay.
Mom, Papa needs a new pair of shoes.
I don't like how it's. Oh, there we go.
Okay, roll me a weapons security. Just barely miss it. There go. And they are going to fire at Kristoff.
Come on, guys. I was one of you at one point.
Oh, wait, I take that back. I completely forgot what I did with them. Uh, Dar, your torpedoes do hit. Roll me damage.
Sweet.
I completely forgot what I did with them.
Oh wait, no, it's Paragon I needed. Okay.
Yeah.
Last Thursday.
Holy smokes!
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Okay, that takes down their shields. That is 5 damage. And that is uh 3 breaches.
Who gave that man a nuclear tipped torpedo?
Sorry, I thought I put it back. It was gonna.
Damn it, Kristoff.
Hey, it came in use, didn't it? So basically, from his seat in the cockpit, you're going to hear Chris cheering.
Okay, let's see here. Give me a second. I gotta pull up their. I gotta
I'm
pull
just
up
trying
their
to
sheet.
imagine the voice of your character.
Imagine, like, about my level of deepness with a weird mix of a Russian and Orion accent.
Okay, and I need to reduce this by that. No. Okay, so they have to do this. All right, Kristoff, your go.
Gotcha.
Okay, roll me a weapon security. Well, you definitely hit and get 1 momentum.
And give me that. Give me 2 extra damage.
Okay, well, either way, they are going to take a breach. All right. Here's the thing. It is there go. I am going to spend 3 threat.
Oh,
Right wing speed!
I just realized we did a lot better in the actual combat situations than in the simulations.
Yeah, that was a nice
That's
hit
that's 4.
for sure.
Yeah. I forgot to change their deals. So yeah, that is a massive hit. Kristoff, you are going to take 5 shield damage, and you're going to take 1 breach. To your structure.
Oof.
Okay, so I'm gonna fire the torpedoes. It says rapid fire photon torpedo launcher. How exactly does that work? I didn't quite find that in the book.
Uh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna try to Google it real quick.
Yeah, I need to try and pull it up too.
Hey, do these ships have scanners, like to find other ships? My thought process is there may be more than one cloaked ship if they're trying to take out the newest Miranda.
Oh yeah, it's possible for you to do that.
Would you mind if I did that real quick, just to be on the safe side?
You can do that when it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just asking in a
I wouldn't mind.
Because what I'm picturing it based off of, just the name, you could fire two torpedoes instead of one per round. Otherwise, wouldn't make too much sense. Or unless it was like 2 characters, I don't know.
Here we go. The vessel's torpedo launchers have been redesigned to allow the ship to fire multiple torpedoes much more quickly and accurately. Whenever the crew add 3 threat to fire a torpedo salvo, you may re-roll a single d20 on the attack, and any number of challenge dice on the damage roll.
Alright, so I'll do that. So what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 3.
Okay, I'll buy, what are we at, 5?
6, you are
6.
full.
So I'll buy 2 rolls. So bring it down to shipboard tactical systems
Sure.
for focus.
You hit. Roll me some damage. Or, well, roll me a weapon security first. Okay, you get 1 momentum back. Roll me some damage.
Yeah.
Can I re-roll that 0 though?
Sure.
Okay, well, had to try.
Whoa!
oof.
2,
Holy
3,
crap.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I hope the Vulcans like fireworks.
That is 3 breaches. You ready?
And
Boom.
that's before
Boom.
piercing and
Boom.
damage.
Yeah, you don't have versatile on the. Whoa!
Oh yeah, right. Wow, three structure. Just what is that? 4 out of 5.
No, that is past its
Oh yeah, that's 5 out of 5.
no, that is 4 when it has a 3 when it's scale 3. So since it's past its scale, I have to roll this. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh man, I am so lucky right now because that was the Everest turn. It's basically dead in the water. The only thing it can do is fire. But because its structure is so damaged, no, it's sensors. So difficulty is still that. Yep. They take a pot shot at the Everest, which is scale 3, I believe. Scale 3, 4, something like that.
Scale
Scale what? You cut out.
scale 4.
Okay.
Resistance is 6.
Oh, resistance is 6. Thank you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take 1 shield damage.
Got it.
Dar, your go.
Alright, so we are just trying to blow it up. We're not trying to, like, take prisoners or anything.
Well, it is disabled now. So its weapons are still online, but its engines are disabled. It's not going anywhere.
Alright, Jar's gonna call Captain and ask. It looks like it's dead on the water. Do you want us to finish it off, or do you want to just to try detain any survivors on board?
Try to disable the weapons. I'll start transporting people out to uh the fucking prison on the ship, brig. And he looks over to the ops. Well, who would do transporting from the bridge? Do I just
That'd be ops.
Okay, yeah. He looks over to. Sorry, go ahead.
So we might want to. You always say we might want to do that like after the weapon disabled, just in case of conflict.
Well, the ship isn't moving, so ops can do it while we're still trying to disable. So I'll have ops transporting, starting with their bridge crew, transporting them out right into the brig.
So what do you want us?
Disable weapons.
All right. So what, the security and everything.
Yeah, that'll be control security, but since you are targeting a specific deal, you are at long range. If you're using phasers, it'll be difficulty 4.
Okay. Well then I'll first move back into medium range then.
Form up on me, buddy.
All right, and then I'll do that thing.
Okay, since you're now in medium range, it is difficulty 3.
I think I'll bio momentum.
Yep.
It's not hasn't processed yet. I think my ship is. Oh crap.
Damn it, Q, stop messing with us.
I think my ship is defective.
Maybe, I don't know.
Also, I've currently disconnected from roll 20. It says.
Oh,
Still see you.
that would explain why you're not rolling right now. Give me a second.
It rolled on mine. There we go.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll just take yours because I forgot. You hit him. Roll me some damage.
That sweet, sweet damage.
Hmm.
Rhaegar, are you proud of us, Papa?
I'm so proud. You can have 2 ice cream.
Yes.
Why does he get 2? I'm the one that blasted it all the fuck.
Roll me some damage there, Dar.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I thought I was taking it.
I get 2 because I found the ship. I used the force. Oh wait, copyright infringement.
Okay, there it is.
Okay, so you get 2, 3, 4. What are you doing with the versatile?
What would help disable the weapons easier? Piercing?
2 piercing and an extra momentum to get extra damage would give you a breach.
So go for it. That'll hopefully completely disable.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Alright. Let's see. This goes down to that. You do register a breach on the weapons, but right after that breach, power on the ship shuts down. Not your ship, the Orion Interceptor.
I was
Um,
about to step.
Rig of orders lock on with tractor beam.
Your security officer does get a lock. What do you want to do with the ship?
Just hold it there for now.
There's no power, which means the life support's off.
No, they have emergency power. Life support is still running.
Oh, phew. Alright.
So basically, I'm just gonna hold it there and wait until any like Vulcan security forces come, so they can handle it themselves.
Okay, well, a little while later, the Vulcans do show up. They pop open the Orion Interceptors. Well, they bring it into one of their hangar bays, open it up, and they find the pilot dead. After a cursory examination by the Vulcans, they say it appears he used a cyanide capsule.
So I thought it was like a ship. I need to like study up on these things. Cause I thought I was transporting crew off while we were targeting the weapons.
Uh, it would have been on your roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So it didn't get to that point.
Cool.
Well, at least we can check like some banks and see like where it's been.
Yep.
If you guys go through its computer banks, you find that the computer banks have been entirely wiped. other than one file. There's only one file that's accessible. Everything else is destroyed beyond recovery.
And what is it?
Basically, it's orders from one uh, lieutenant commander. Well, you, Regoff, know it's former lieutenant commander, but his name is Kerr. He's a Tellarite. You know full well who he is, and it specifies orders to destroy uh, someone. This part of the file has been messed up, and that name is irrecoverable. And they specifically mention target is aboard USS Everest.
Rep.
They fear the stash, man.
Well, also, at the end of the file, you see failure will result in termination.
Yeah,
Fra-
by us.
no, it's talking about the crew of the Orion Interceptor. Failure will result in termination. Use followers of TOSEC tactics and appearance.
Well, either way, they were terminated.
There's still one in your medical wing. He's just in a coma.
Yeah, but that'll probably take a while.
That's probably where the doctor would have came in handy. See if she can fix them.
Mm-hmm.
With that magic medicine.
Well, I suppose we could try it with whatever's on board the ship, or possibly, since we're next to a capital world of the Federation, we can get a Vulcan doctor on board to assist.
I can try.
No, Kristoff, no. You just try to.
I could try with a knife.
Uh, are you guys wanting to try and revive him using a Vulcan doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little while later, the Orion is in your medical bay. He is fully coherent, and what do you guys want to do or say?
Kristoff is standing over him, looks him dead in the eyes, says, "Sup."
He looks back at you, Kristoff, with a blank stare and goes, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
He doesn't remember shit.
Where he's pretending to. Rigov pulls the doctor over outside the room. So how much do you think he remembers?
Based upon the damage, I don't think he'll remember much. He'll probably have very basic memories, but anything recent is probably long gone.
Okay. Is there anything you can give him to help him remember?
I'm afraid not. The damage from the cyanide capsule that he took, it appeared to not only be a mixture of cyanide, but some other drug to cause brain damage. And it the portions of his brain that is damaged is irreparable.
I see. Can you determine the exact area so we can know like what exactly, like how far back? Like, can you calculate that at all?
Commander, my best guess would be 6 months back. He probably doesn't remember anything. There's a lot of damage in his prefrontal cortex.
Okay, so not useful to us, but perhaps Starfleet intelligence would be interested in this individual still. Should provide some useful intelligence information. So we'll just hand him.
All right, Commander. Well,
Th-
if there'll be nothing else, and he extends the hand in the traditional Vulcan salute, I extend you greeting, farewell. Live long and prosper.
and Regev does the same. Goes back into the medical room. All right, guys, we need to get this guy over to Starfleet down on the planet. If you guys have anything you want to ask, now is the time.
Not for me, sir.
What use could he possibly be? He's too dangerous to be left.
That's why we're gonna have the best of Starfleet watching after him.
So we can do this again on Earth?
I'm afraid that's the way it's gonna have to be.
Kristoff reaches for his phase, but then relents, realizing that he's letting his anger get the best of him.
All right, and he motions over to the security guards in the room and escorts them to the transport room and hands them off to Starfleet.
All right, and with that, the Everest sets out towards the Shackleton Expanse after the Orion has been transferred off the ship, and we will end it there.
Oh my god, that was so fun.
I know.
So what did Chris do? Because my internet decided to die in the beginning.
He was going to kill the Orion, but then decided against it.